What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Chef Rodney. How are y'all doing, my tokers, jokers, and smokers? Welcome back to another edition of the Daily Chronicles. I'm the host with the most. Y'all know that. Y'all know I love cooking, writing, and, well, anything cannabis. The topic at hand today, the MCMA. Why is that still an issue? It's all about perspectives, y'all. I wouldn't be doing my diligence and bringing the good word of cannabis or whatever have you to your faces if I didn't give you multiple versions of the same story so that you can, put more of a detailed list together. So I reached out to another friend of mine that has a different perspective, a little bit more logical and calm, but just as heated and just as mad. That's the great thing about the show here. We help to educate, advocate, and entertain a little bit. Very similar to a lot of same amazing and brilliant people in the same state doing the exact same thing. But there's a place for everyone. And I couldn't appreciate you guys here more. At the Daily Chronicles, we bring you the 5 dubs, the who, what, when, where, and why of who these people are, why they're cannabis pioneers, and kind of what they mean to the industry / the scene and what they think is relevant. It helps us better understand these people. So when I would ask a question, I just be like, all right, why do I need to know this person? Boom, there it is. And so we're bringing this to you. So without any other further ado, y'all, it's the Daily Chronicles coming at your faces. And welcome back to the second introduction of the Daily Chronicles. I'm the host with the most, Chef Rodney. Today, I'm sitting down with the other half of Medical Mondays, my man, Roech. Roech, how you doing today, baby? Thanks for being on the show, dude.
Man, what up, though? What's going on?
How's it going? Not shit, man. Just, smoking, talking to people, learning not to do dabs immediately before we film. It's that life, that
I
dry
learned
mouth
that lesson too, man. Rookie mistake, but I was there too, man.
But you can make it every day, all the time, nevertheless.
Got to.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Like, I see you on that Medical Mondays. Like, I see you, my man Berg. Like, you guys be chopping it up with some heavy hitters in the game. You're able to sit down and get these people on, first and foremost, to admit they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then they kind of like, it's just a real show, man. You got some. It's a really good show. I'm not just saying that, and I know just because you have them on the show, you got to, no. All bullshit aside, go peep Medical Mondays. Seriously, it's not even a joke. Like, they're there for a reason. These boys have been putting in the time. And Roech, man, I see you comment shit down. You're like, hang on, because they're going at each other's throats. You want to tell me a little bit more about why that is?
Well, I don't know, man. Like, even though we do sit down with a lot of industry people, we're not really quote unquote industry people. We're more community people.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to kind of bridge the gap between the consumer and the producer. And being that we're in the middle, we're able to relate to both communities and both sides of the issue. And I feel that there needs to be something where people can know what they're investing in.
So
there has to be something
can I add
where
more
people
to that?
can go. What's that?
Can I add more to that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the way I peep it is like this. and chefs, anybody of my culinary fam out there, y'all motherfuckers know I'm telling the truth here. There exists in the world, if you will, three levels of life. There is the black market. We know what happens there. You need something, you find something. There is the white market. This is brand new. This happened because of the black market. Okay, the black market wouldn't have been called the black market if certain things didn't happen in the past, but we're going to move past that. We're going to let that go. Okay, they want to create a legal market, you know, and that's fine. Everything has its place. Absolutely fine. Exactly. But then you cannot have the black market and the white market without having the gray market, the gray area. That bridges everything. You have to have balance for all of those to exist. Otherwise, you would have the white market taking advantage of the black market and them not even knowing in some cases. Trust me, they know, and they're going to reign supreme, but that's not the point here. The point is you cannot, you know, we've got one market trying to regulate the other markets, and that's not how it's going to work. That's why we're here. So what my man Roech here is trying to say is that we exist in a gray area, as do all things through life. There's gray areas everywhere. Some are ethical, some are unethical. But at the same time, you have to understand that it exists for a balance as a reason. It's not seen as some kind of hellish, what is it? The Catholics believe in it. It's purgatory. It's not purgatory. We're not wandering lost souls or anything. Sorry. We're instead, I wouldn't say like pioneers. I don't want to go that route. I'm brand new to all this. I'm just trying to help. But at the same time, like, we're just messengers, like Roech said. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, I think that's kind of what the dynamic and the chemistry of the show, what makes it different than other shows you might see, is that, like, you know, I'm a blue collar dude, man. I worked for the majority of my life. I have, you know, experience in dealing with government agencies, but from a different perspective in a different industry. And I see the corruption that's there. And this stuff isn't brand new. You know, construction isn't brand new. And you know what? There's a gray market, there's a black market, and there's a white market.
Yep. All right, so let me prove. Let's prove to the viewers real quick that the gray market exists. Okay, just anybody who is willing to do this next experiment. Hey, Chris Pie 5, this I'm not paying for this. You're paying for this. But if you want proof right now, today, in the next 30 minutes that the gray market exists, I want you to go to any car dealership, any fucking car dealership, any one of them, and be like, all right, check it out. I realize it says 14,000 on that window. Right now, I got 12 grand cash on me. Can we do this? I guarantee you'll be driving away with a brand new car. You think I'm kidding?
No, I don't. I'm just saying.
That's the point.
I was considering the fact that, you know, they really only need to sell the car for $8 grand, and they're just trying to get.
But you ain't know that. You ain't know that. They know. So it's exactly like, and I heard this from the medical industry. Your lack of planning is not my present emergency.
Right.
That's my point. Once you become predictable, you become beatable. So since we know that this gray area exists, why not exploit the fuck out of that and bring balance to both? You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to learn to do.
That's what happens in every other industry.
Exactly. Food industry, exactly. It's
you know, because like here's the thing: you can call yourself a white market operator in construction,
right?
And then you have, you know, an inspection, or you have a quality control inspector, and you know, they might be busy. They might really like a particular sport, and if you just start a conversation with them, they don't give a fuck.
Nope.
And they walk away. And then your white market all of a sudden is great.
So I got a little bit of something to add to that too, man. And then you're gonna love this. I've worked all over the state. I've worked, you know, in a lot of different kitchens. Let's face it, I've had a lifelong career, and people pay more than other people, so that's what happens. So I worked in a kitchen down near Detroit. Okay. I met the local health department when you're working there. Da, 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 da. Well, they watched me go from just a line cook to a chef very quickly, because in the industry, sometimes that happens. They saw that. And then they saw the overall kitchen just turn and flipped it around. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do a goddamn thing. I was just the asshole left in charge because everybody else got in trouble. You see what I'm saying? And then I found some good people with good work ethic. I didn't give a shit what they've done. I wanted to know what they were gonna do. And guess what? My sous chef at the time is now running that entire institution and has been, and they've gotten, you know, so much better grades and ratings since then. But that's on them. Okay. I was just like, yo, we need to clean this act up. That's all I said. That's it. I just pointed it out. That's it. I can't take credit for that. But I can say this. As soon as another, we had a different person, because she was the lady that we had was on leave because she was having a baby. Okay. When she was on leave, she had her like this, like assistant or something, or some kind of fill-in, but that person didn't know me. Literally, no bullshit. They walked into the restaurant, sat down with me, and I was handed a cell phone. Okay, there's this lady's personal cell phone, and so I start talking to my health department rep. Like that, she's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Hey, how was the baby?" Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Hey, real quick, I'm gonna text you my phone number. Give me your phone number." All right, cool. She texted me. It wasn't like that, y'all. It was definitely not my kid, but it was just a professionalism. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Let me talk to I forget. I think it was Tina was her name." So I was like, "Sure, here, hang on." And she's like, "Oh, all right." And as she's doing that, she's holding the phone and like packing everything up. I'm like, "Are we about to have an inspection?" She's like, "Oh no, you guys are all set." She's like, she told me, she goes, "If Rodney's working today, he turned it around. Don't even worry about it. You guys are fine." And then literally just left. I want you to take that same story and move it 45 minutes across the state. Whereas and all of a sudden supervisors are being called and this and that and the other. I've got 6 health department people there for something I didn't even do. I found out later that chef threw me under the bus for shit. They needed a scapegoat. I fit the bill. So you're absolutely right. Just talking to somebody can sway them from, in some cases, a life or death situation. It can mean your job and things of that nature. But again, we can't have balance without a gray area. It just don't work. It just don't work, you know? And that's why we're here, man. We're trying to keep peace across the board, but at the same time, we won't be stepped on. But before we get into more of that, I kind of want to move into what we call the 5 dubs, man. Some people aren't familiar with it. So if this is your first time listening, here's what we do. So the 5 dubs are basically, like we said earlier, the who, what, when, where, and why, who Mr. El Rocho here is. So without any other further bullshit, I'd like to bring to you guys the sponsor of the show here, Noble Road Edibles. You guys peep this, check it out. If you're not smoking Noble Road, you're doing it wrong. Be noble, y'all. My producer definitely thinks I'm on crack. Ooh, look at that. Girl, look at that. I was going to show you fucking Noble Road, man. If you ain't smoking Noble Road, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. It's so good. It's just, the Glucifer is my favorite. I like Glucifer. I like the Golden Glue, and I like their Russian Snow. All of that, I know, sounds like a wet dream. And you know what?
Well, I wish I could be smoking on that, man, but I felt that it would only be right to, since we're going to be talking about some controversial stuff, to be smoking some controversial weed. So,
oh hell yeah,
I got a big bag of the
Herb
Z.
Farms. Oh shit.
You know,
all right, so I was told
anything,
I gotta check out. I gotta check out
going
Farms.
crazy right now.
I definitely gotta check out
copyright
Farms.
infringement.
Oh, it's. It is too. Oh, it's. I knew. We knew what was coming though.
I mean, I stand with him, man. I feel like this is another big guy versus little guy versus big corporation issue. And
David versus Goliath.
Yeah, we're gonna have to step up as a community, and nobody is under any type of fucking delusion that this shit is some fucking colored candy. We know it's that fire fucking flower. And it doesn't matter what you call it. You could call it XYZ. And people know what it is. They want that. And they're going to get it. And that's the problem these corporations have, cannabis or otherwise.
You know, it's funny, real quick, before we get into the first time dubs. I've done it. I've smoked. There are some. Okay, so being a gray market individual such as myself, okay, I can be swayed to purchase dispensary cannabis if it's good. Feel me? Here's why. Well, it's the same reason in the industry, cooking industry. If I go to McDonald's, I ain't going for the flavor. No, I'm going because it's quick. It's called fast food for a fucking reason. You understand? If you go to a sit-down restaurant, so it's the same thing. You understand? Whereas, yes, I grow my own. That's not even a question. You understand? Yes, I have my own. Again, not even a question. But in the legal market, there are good products that do exist that are convenient for me. Namely, if I can't travel with the amount that I know I'm going to smoke, so I need to go purchase it from the legal market. If I have it from the legal market, officers are probably less likely to be like, oh, and confiscate it. It's seen as a medicine there, which, okay, very true. I'm a medical patient. I'm good with that. Whereas if I just have a big, huge, massive bag of weed and my bong in the back seat, that's a little bit, they're going to give me a little bit more guff. You understand? So, which I look at it that way when traveling, because let's face it, it might be state legal, but what if I get pulled over by a state cop who's federally funded? See my point? So not even messing with that. They have their place. You know, all of those companies have their place, but they're always backed by a product. Some like quantity over quality. We'll find out who reigns supreme in the wash. First time dubs, Roech. This is where we kind of learn where you came from cannabis-wise, man. So who was the first person you smoked weed with?
Myself.
Okay, this is going to need some context. This is absolute. So we'll move on to, what was the first thing that you smoked? Was it a bong, joint, dab, spliff, or the proverbial pop can? It was a joint.
It was a joint. Yeah, there's a story if you want to hear it.
Oh, we're going to get into it. Get into it because these next questions, it'll get into it. So the next one was, when was your first time smoking a joint? Left-handed cigarette in this case. Now we can kind of set the stage of like where that was. So let's get into this juicy little fucking joint story. I love good joint stories, especially if this is the first one, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, I grew up in the 80s, man. So I was a dare kid and I knew it was bad. My mom smoked weed and I knew about it, and she smoked cigarettes. I didn't like that. And I was really upset about that shit for a large part of my youth.
Right.
But I want to say I was like 12, 13. I was doing the laundry and a joint fell out. And I had that joint for like 2 weeks. One day I went for a quote unquote walk and I smoked it. And I was really worried and paranoid, and nothing happened. I didn't get high.
Oh, shit. So you're telling me you went through all of this, like just trouble, and you still
it was a mental anguish
thing. Okay, I feel that. I mean, there's a lot of pressure growing up. You know, I was born in '87. You know, I'm only 34 years old, but at the same time, I feel like I'm older only because like I was very restricted for what I could and couldn't do financially in my life. Yeah, no, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everybody ruined my life. No, that doesn't solve shit. I ruined my life. However, I feel that in some aspects of my life, I wasn't given the proper tools for success that I probably should have, or that were given to other generations. For example, the cost of going to college, the cost of going to school right now can bankrupt some people. Whereas back in the 70s and 80s, shit, you could work a year and have all of your college debt paid off and a comfy fucking job. So it was definitely about making money back then, whereas it's about spending money now. Do you see where that's an issue?
Oh, yeah.
In the middle, we've got this DARE program that tells you, don't smoke weed, kids. It's terrible. Hang on. Like I said, just give it to me, guys. Oh, yeah. That's my point.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
mean that's why this whole minimum wage thing is an issue,
Yep.
because
Yep.
the cost of inflation versus the cost of minimum wage is so outrageous. And corporations and most common sense people will be like, that's ridiculous. Nobody deserves $16 for flipping burgers. But
Okay.
what they're failing to identify, that money, that $15 directly correlates to the level of inflation
Yep.
that we operate under, and that's the real issue. And if we
Yep.
don't want to pay $15, then we should bring some of this shit down and stop acting like we're living in a society of scarcity.
Here's what I tell them.
Be reasonable.
Exactly. Here's what I tell them. I'm like, yo, why are you going to be mad at a system you helped create?
I'm saying
that's my point. Like, listen, you're going to sit here and tell me, and then I always say this to them, like, hang on. If I were to give you $100 and the only thing I ask in return for that is $10, would you do it? They're like, yeah. I was like, that's my point. I was like, peep this. How much are your bills? Oh, dude, they're cheap as fuck. All right. How's your credit though? Oh, perfect. That's why. I'm not even joking. If you've got perfect credit, you could walk up and buy a house, no money. And that shit's cheap as fuck.
I mean, you say that, but like once you do that though, then your credit's fucked.
That's not the point. You're right. Yeah. But that's not the point.
It's kind of it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. But it is though. Well, I get that. But what my point is, you have a better chance at a better life financially if you've got better credit. But the same could be argued, that double-edged sword. Yo, I made my money, man. I hustled to that. I respect the fuck out of that. But what if you were a chef your entire fucking life and never were paid enough to be able to do that?
Right. No, I mean,
you turn to alcohol. You're like, fuck, this $2 beer makes me feel a lot better than the fucking taxes taken out of my check. I ain't never gonna see.
I don't feel that like I'm a socialist or a communist or a socialist Democrat or whatever the new thing is now.
There's so many.
I do feel that in my heart of hearts, that if somebody believes in something and it's a complete waste of their time, that regardless of the fact that they're contributing, if they're doing something with their life, they should be fairly compensated, at least a quote unquote minimum living wage.
So I always did this for the last 10 years of interviews. All the chefs that interviewed me are all going to know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about if they hear this. A few of them are. A few of them can go fuck themselves, and a few of them RIP. I go to an interview. They always do a stage. In the kitchen, you do a stage. How can you cook? That's blah, 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 blah. Ooh, get it, girl. So when I do my stages, they give me a dish to cook usually, okay? Because let's face it, if you're staging for another kitchen, you don't have time to work a full shift. So they'll have you stage for a few hours, or they'll come in and ask you to cook something and just watch you do it. They'll tell you where the stuff is at, but they'll watch you in motion. They're watching for a few things. Any smart chef will do this. So it took me about 45 minutes to prep and create these specific dishes. They wanted to see if I knew how to do that, and I did. And at the end of it, I presented them 2 dishes. 2. I go, this one is so much an hour, and this one is what you can't afford. They're like, well, you're going to go with that one. I was like, that's not the one I'm going to pick. I want to meet in the fucking middle. I want to make you worth my time, because here's the real talk. And I always ask anyone of this. I go, passion aside, bullshit aside, your life aside, how much do you think an hour of your life is worth to you? I'm like, well, I'm like, bitch, offer me $15 again. I'll smack the shit out of you and walk out laughing. Yeah. I was like, I've got 26 years experience in this motherfucker, and I'm 34 years old. I don't claim to know everything, whereas you stand here claiming to know everything, offering me penance to suck your dick each day. I've got more talent and creativity in my little pinky and knowledge in the other one to know that you can go fuck yourself. Those chefs always, always, always crash and burn. Always. It may not be now, and it may not be tomorrow, and it may not be the next 10. It's coming. That's my point. So here we are screaming about the gray area, trying to really just advertise like, yo, calm the fuck down, y'all. We're the ones that's supposed to be pissed. We're the Davis versus the Goliaths right now. You feel me?
I mean, I guess if you want to sum up how I feel about all of this, real quick, it's it's really shady. I feel
Mm-hmm.
that all
Mm-hmm.
the opponents of cannabis, like, we're in 2021, but cannabis has been an issue in Michigan for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it passed in 2010. In Detroit, it was decriminalized, and it was, we had a little kind of a leg up on the state
Mm-hmm.
as far as things went. Dispensaries were going crazy. They had a
Popping
open door
off.
policy. If
Yep.
you're 21 and you're
Come
a
on in.
resident of the city, you're welcome.
Yep.
And that's how things were operating for a really long fucking time.
I know a few
Then,
people that moved from the Lansing area here to Detroit specifically for that. If it's two people of my life, just imagine all the other people.
yeah, it was a thing. So, what we gotta, everybody's happy. We're celebrating, like you said. People are like even changing their location of their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what happened to the losers, bro?
Yep.
What happened to the people that were against cannabis?
Yep.
Where do they fit in now? And like, who's thinking about that?
Well,
Well,
here's the thing. Those are what I consider to be different colors. All right. And I break it down thusly like this. You've got black, white, and then us gray area. Other colors do fall into that spectrum of light. That's absolutely fine, but they're not going to be as prominent. You feel me? So they're going to
well,
bleed
look at
into
that,
one
man.
of the
Like,
things.
they're in a political gray area because look
Yeah.
at this, man. Within 9
Yeah.
months
Yeah.
of shit passing, they went from being the biggest opponents to cannabis to becoming cannabis consultants, to
Mm-hmm.
becoming cannabis lobbyists,
Yep.
okay, to becoming the MCMA. Dun dun
Yep.
dun. And
Yep.
just the same way that we were able to integrate and become a counterculture within society,
Yep.
we have also been infiltrated and they walk among us and people don't even realize it. And
So
there's grassroots people rooting for the enemy and they don't even know it.
yeah. Yeah. I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? I was given a influencer's cannabis bag, for the podcast to get the word, and
Hmm.
kind of support some people. Okay. In that bag were a few things from some of these companies, and I'm like, oh shit. I feel bad, but at the same time, and I do have those posts on Insta, and people have seen it, and I'm leaving it there, y'all, because it can't prove my point if it's not fucking there. You understand? And so, had I known that, then I don't know if I would not have done it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're doing a good thing, like my man with a dime mag here, you know what I'm saying, or anybody at Motivated or Chef's Life, if you're doing a good thing, I'm gonna rep you. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
But if you come across even a little bit of fucking shady, I ain't gonna fuck with it. That's what it is. That's
Well,
what it comes
bottom
down
line,
to.
man, bottom line, people might think that we're crossing the line with the different memes that are circulating
It's working though, ain't it?
and the boycott thing. But here's the thing, bottom line, bottom fucking line, at the end of the day, you are supporting a company that is using those profits to make laws to put you
Yep.
and your loved ones in jail.
Especially
They're using
medicines.
those profits to take your ability to provide your own medicine or to have a caregiver or to have somebody, be able to just get some love. They want you to walk through a building, show an ID, scan a barcode, and pay fucking tax. It's all about money. They want their money. And if they can't get it, because they can't, because we don't have a market, we have a gifting thing.
So I want to quote a
can't
mutual
tax
friend
the
of
gift.
ours real quick. I want to quote a mutual
just
friend of
saying,
ours
bro.
real quick. You're not wrong.
It's deep. It's
It
deep.
is. It is. Mr. Hash Bash himself, Adam Brooke. Okay. Good guy, moral, it is what it is. He has and he's been on camera saying this numerous times. He goes, I will not smoke dispensary weed. I will not pay for dispensary weed. And here's why. He doesn't think that it should be taxed, period. That's why that's his story. Yo, I get that. I vibe with that. But at the same time, He also said, if you brought me weed from a dispensary, I'll tell you what I think about it. I just refuse, and I'll smoke it. I'll enjoy it. I'll love it. It's the reason I'm doing this. But I absolutely refuse to pay. I just won't pay for it. He's absolutely right. But at the same time, hang on. There's too much money to be made, and the black market has taught us this. You see what I'm saying? Where someone's just going to absolutely try and tax it for some reason, somewhere, some why. Because two things in life are certain: death and taxes. You understand? So it's unfortunate that, but we knew this would happen. And that's what I've been saying since the beginning. If you become predictable, you become beatable. And that's why the black market is the black market. That's just it. If you didn't come from the black market, then you don't know the fucking code among thieves there. You don't know that code, they're going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you're afraid of a little bitty boycott, a little tiny boycott, a bunch of names, no, come on. And then you come on a show going, yo, we're stepping away. But wait, weren't you the president though?
Yep.
I step away, you was the president. I don't
My man was the president and the other guy was the official counsel for the MCMA.
All you doing? All they were doing was flexing. That's all they were doing in their head, trying to save face.
I mean, what do groups do when they're identified? They splinter. So even though they're not the MCMA, they still support legislation that would reduce the plant count by 75%. That would increase the amount of police interaction and having to report your numbers and go to testing. It's just like, I don't know. I thought we had this thing called the social equity program, where it didn't make things fair for the corporations, and in fact, it unbalanced the scales in favor of the little guy.
Y'all want to know what sounds really fucking familiar? Exactly. Go back to the 1920s, homie. The exact same shit happened. When are we gonna fucking learn and stop letting history repeat itself? You want fucking change? You be the change. You drink Faygo like a fucking superhero because it's from Michigan. Shout out Faygo. I love Faygo, dude. My favorite Faygo is the green apple. You ever had that shit? That's good. Green apple Faygo is delicious. It exists. It's a leprechaun, but it exists. In the winter, when I let my red beard grow out, I look like the dude on the Verner's fucking bottle. Just the big red beard. I'm good with it. Just heat me up, baby. I'll settle your stomach.
Yeah, Verner's is an original, man. That's another one. Oh, we got a lot of winners there.
Better Made's my shit. I love those chips. I'll serve those to dude. So real talk, like, I mean, frying your own chips is one thing, but buying a bag of chips, it's convenience, it's quick, it's people, you know. But when you serve chips to a very high-end establishment, I'm telling you, these people are paying like 50 grand for us to cater this fucking wedding. And you serve them Better Made chips, there's none left. You see people just mowing these, and they're like, oh, those chips you made are delicious. I didn't make those. Oh, that's great. Okay, here's the bag, but that's cool. She's like, oh, these are from Michigan? You're an idiot. Like, but anyways, I wanted to roll into the next dub section, and then we can talk more about the MCMA. The next dub section is the favorite dubs, man. It's all about like your favorite shit cannabis-wise.
Oh, man.
I'm excited for it. I know you're excited for it, but we got to take a real quick commercial break. 30 seconds, and we'll be right back. I absolutely love Hempful brand right there, man. Like, they have a podcast called Haters Make Me Famous. Dude's world renowned. Chris, Andy, what's up, y'all? They're killing it. He's gonna be working with my man Derek Upton, who was on Cooked with Cannabis on Netflix out in Arizona doing some hot shit. They're trying to come into Michigan, so just trying to let people know that they out there, you know what I mean? It's CBD and shit, and it's good shit. So anybody that I rep on this program, like I'm saying, my man Roech and Medical Mondays for sure, we're grassroots people. You know, we're not in it for the money. We're in it for the favorites, the favorite dubs, y'all. Roech, who's your favorite person to smoke weed with?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't really have a favorite, man. You know, before like this whole quarantine fucking pandemic, I was just like, I would smoke with anybody at any time. Like, if I saw that you were having a bad day, man,
Yeah.
just be like, Ed, do you want to hit this? Like, I've literally seen somebody get hit by a car,
Oh shit.
and people were crowding around him, and you know, seeing if he was okay. And I could see that he was okay. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't bloody. He was just a little bruised, and you
Right.
know, his ego was fucked.
Yeah.
And you know, it happened on Woodward, downtown Detroit.
Woodward.
You know, it was a pretty large crowd around him, and I could just tell, man, he was getting fucking anxious. It was fucking with him. So I just walked up to him, and I had a fucking backwood, and I lit it up, and I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to hit this shit? Are you good?" And he was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" And then, like, as we started smoking, like with the cloud, the people.
So you're telling me? So we're gonna call this the backwoods bromance.
I don't know if that's fair. I would say it was like an ambulatory backwood.
There you go. I like that one better.
For sure, because that's what he needed, man. He was fucked up, and we smoked the wood. He got his fucking wits about him, and he hopped back on his bike, and he was out.
Damn, no cops, no
So,
nothing.
yeah, I would say like my favorite person to smoke weed with is like whoever's having a bad fucking day that I can like try to make it better. Those are my favorite sessions.
I like it. What is your favorite way to consume cannabis? Like, do you have a favorite? Like, you smoke it, joints, edibles?
I really don't, man. Like, I get a taste for all the ways I imbibe, you know.
I
But
love it, man.
predominantly it's flower.
I feel that.
Either
I feel that. I
joint
like good
or
flower.
wood.
I like
I
good
don't smoke
dabs
too many
though.
blunts
But
anymore.
yeah, no blunts. I don't. After I smoke, dude, if I smoke a blunt, it's just like I'm recovering for the next 3 days. It's like that. That's that hangover because it's all that nicotine and the shit. I'm not feeling it. Like now, if you want to smoke a blunt of like a King Palm, that's a whole different story. King, it's just something about them, man. It's just that paper. It matters on the paper. But I can't
Yeah,
do traditional blunts anymore. Nope, can't do it. Too harsh.
yeah.
You hit me with a joint, shit. I'll sing like a fucking birdie all day. You feel me? But
But see, like, man, I'm pretty picky, man. I've been called the weed snob a lot. Like, what kind of papers do you roll up?
shit. Well, it's funny you should ask that because normally it's the hemp boys from Zigzag. I don't mind those. Those are the King Slims. I can roll those nice. You get it. Raw's got an okay game going on, but they're not the best in my mind. But that's just me. It's these weird papers, and you've asked me now, and I don't have any, but normally they're in my smoking box. But Pigfish, actually, we order our papers and we advertise Pigfish on them. I don't know where they
Mhm.
come from, but they're really good. I'll actually get you some, and you can try them out, man, and like fucking tell me what you think.
They have like these raw classic blacks.
Oh, those are good. Those actually are good.
In the king size, but they actually have some organic ones. I got them in the crib right now. Of course,
Oh,
they're
nice,
not right here in my hand.
nice.
And those are really good, but man, like you got to be patient to roll them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I like them, but I don't.
Right. I roll so many joints now that I can't do it fast. I take my time. It's something you take your time on, but they burn even.
Yeah.
But okay, hang on. No. I'm putting this shit to bed. You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. The shut producer's just like, no, whatever. My girlfriend is gorgeous. Of course, everybody's obligated to say that. She has some features on her face that could be referred to as DSLs. So, for those of you who know what DSL stands for, well,
Sure.
you know. This girl, and I can attest to anything, you put anything in her lips and it's powerless. Every single fucking time I give her a joint. It don't matter if it's a perfect, I could be smoke half of the joint myself, perfect burn, white ash club, halo ring, everything is going great. I ash it, give it to her real quick. She takes one drag and the motherfucker's running.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
There's
you know what
some
I'm saying?
people like that, man. There's some people like that.
It's frustrating to say the very least, but I love her.
Definitely
So it's like
encounter that.
Yeah.
See, like my biggest smoking faux pas with girls is the lipstick on whatever it is.
You're like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? How many relationships have ended because they shared a joint with a chick with lipstick on it and their wives thought otherwise? You feel me? That's it. Shit. You feel? And he's just like, fuck it, weed ain't do nothing to me. You know?
Yeah.
But so when do you enjoy like smoking weed? Just like kind of all day, every day? I feel like it's a running theme on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm good with it. I mean, it's to the point to where like, you smoke too much weed when you're doing RSO and smoking weed, and like you give your friends an edible and they knock the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I seem like a pretty cool guy, man, but I got injured, so
oh shit,
I can't do what I love. You know.
Well, do you mind if I ask what that injury is?
It's a lot, man.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I don't want to bring down your show.
You're good. No, you're all right. Well, that's the type of show it is, though. It's real. Yeah. It's gritty, you know, and so I've said it once before, and for those who are fans of the show, they really know that, you know, I used to be a massive alcoholic, and because of that and some substance abuse, over the years of just being a chef, I've then bounced back in cannabis, really, and I hate to say it clichely, but it did save my life. It really did, you know, and I've looked at, I mean, yeah, obviously diet and mentality you have a lot, but start smoking cannabis and then boom, that's gonna happen. You know, give it time. Everything needs time. I feel you, man. We're all healing from something, you know what I mean? But like cannabis knows if it's an alien thought to think, you know, it just kind of, it helps you, man. You know, I've got it, you know, small injuries. It did nothing, you know, in comparison to a lot of other people, and it is what it is. I appreciate you bringing it up. Now we know, you know, a little bit, but dude, man, get it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need something stronger, let me know. You know what I mean? I definitely want to help. That's what it's about, man. It's healing.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Like I said, I smoke weed all day.
Yeah, all day. That's what it is, man. All day. So where is like, because everybody like knows a place, but where's your favorite place to smoke weed?
Oh man, probably just, you know, if I took an actual count, probably somewhere along the riverfront, Belle Isle.
Ooh. Which makes sense because Berg's favorite place was Belle Isle too.
Oh yeah, man.
But he was just like, yo, Belle Isle. He didn't even ask. He was like, Belle Isle. You're not supposed to, but Belle Isle. Like it was real quick. He was on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not limited to Belle Isle for me, man. I'm like all up and down there. There's so much beautiful Michigan to appreciate, especially when you're smoking weed all day.
So I want to do something kind of controversial, but not really. So I want to go to Chiquamanon Falls, and literally, as you're standing in that little area where all this, just spark up a joint. Legally, you can, as long as you don't throw the butt in the river. Legally, you can. But at the same time, what are you know, someone's going to tell someone somewhere and you'll get in trouble because you're smoking a joint. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. It's controversial, but at the same time, why can't we do that yet? I get it. I do. I could see kids and whatnot, but if there are no kids,
you know,
you know,
people have it kind of set in their minds, and you know that's kind of what we're trying to fight. Is people's perceptions, because some of it is already self-defeating, where they feel like it'll never be federally legalized, but it's been proven that this is a multi-million billion-dollar industry.
$92 billion in the last year alone.
You know, state
governments
are doing pretty well from it, and the federal government wants in, the banks want in, insurance companies want in.
It's all
on a larger scale.
So the restaurants in Michigan, that's the point. I've talked to
coming together, man, and 99% is done on the approach. So when it comes to things like restricting the rights that have already been put in place, it's not like we're asking for something, In fact, the corporations are the ones with their hands out.
Exactly. And it's, I have a very reliable source who looked me dead in my eye without sunglasses, because there was no lights here, and told me, I sit on the board of the health department for the state of Michigan. I hear all of these things. He's like, it's coming down the pipeline. Your marijuana, I hate that term, but marijuana regulations for food are gonna be, you're gonna see it at the end of the year. I go, so would you come on and say that? He's like, let me double check a few things. We'll see what we can do. But that's going to be a good episode if he does. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's good to know that. That means that federally something's happening.
I don't know how many growers on a personal level, or that you've got
more than one.
But I'm sure, right? I was going to say more than one. These corporations, just one of them was able to raise over $40 million in just donations.
Have you ever seen that kind of money in your life?
This is not even them pooling their own money. This is just startup cash and investors. Nobody has an operation that can compete with that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And yet they feel that this shit is a threat. It's their business model is what's a threat.
Exactly. You can't say that, I'm going to step out against you and kind of steal your customer clientele or your customer base and X, Y, and Z, and then cut you out entirely. That's not how that happens. We were here before you. We were here for a reason. We're going to stay here.
And you can't. I don't know, man.
A lot of these people, and just like you were saying earlier, and I want to touch on this, a lot of these people were against cannabis back when it was illegal and things of that nature, and then they turned pro-cannabis. Some of these motherfuckers don't even smoke weed. Let's smoke with some of these bitches and watch how they get high. Let's see. Watch them roll a joint. You see what I'm saying? Bet you they can't. You feel me? Not to mention, none of them even grow.
What if, every time you bought ketchup from Heinz was putting money in a fund to put you in jail for eating ketchup? You know what I'm saying? That wasn't Heinz.
Dude, that exact business model.
Cannabis is, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That exact business model should be considered entrapment, and it's in place in the numerous other laws and statutes on a federal basis.
Right. No, I mean, there's tourists, there's people that aren't a part of the community per se, or they're just first time and they want to go to a trusted name and a place that has regulation.
I don't know, from places like New Zealand, if I had to name one. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah, no one is suggesting that any of these corporations not do business or continue. I just don't understand why they're supporting legislation that's taking away rights from people that have already been established, that were voted for by people.
I feel like we're never going to get a true answer to that. But
we know the answer.
Oh, we know an answer, but we're not going to get a true answer. We'll get there's a little bit of truth to every lie. I've always said that, and that is the truth here. And it'll come out in the wash, and it already has. Because, like I said, and I'll say it fucking again, if you become predictable, we've seen it coming, you become beatable. Yo, how come one tiny little boycott's got you shaking in your fucking pants? Because it's true. Point is, I want to know something, though, period at the end of the sentence, man, to wrap up the favorite dubs. Why do you smoke weed? And I think you touched on it, man. You kind of had an injury back in the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, even before that, I don't know, it's just something that I've always enjoyed. I love it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would have said.
The fact that, it heals me and replenishes me is just like triple up bonuses. I love it.
I love it, man. Well, fucking, I'm right there with you, bro. We're doing it for the same reason. After this message, real quick from my Canna merch, we're gonna get into the crazy dubs with my man El Rocha. Motivated Canna merch, guys. Check it out, cannaware.com. El Rocho. I was always told that if you're going to read something in Spanish, read it with muy gusto. That's what one of my friends said. And he goes, it makes it sound, that's the way it's meant to be said. I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah. Don't lie to me. So now here I am, like, screaming stuff up with muy gusto. And people are like, don't do that. He's an asshole.
Yeah, man.
It's like teaching sarcasm to an Asian person. I love them, but they just don't, in their language, they don't have room. They don't understand sarcasm. That's why they love sarcasm. I get it. They're like, so you're really going to punch him in the face? No, it doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is the crazy dubs, man. Who was with you the first time you just got way too fucking high?
Oh, it would have to have been Berg. For sure.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Now, what pushed you over the edge, though?
I want to say it was some Booth canister.
Okay.
Now, there's a condition, I'm trying to recall the name of it, but it's basically like cannabis toxicity that comes from properly unflushed products.
Yep.
Or a combination of different nutrients that don't usually come in contact, but if you're smoking from people that use them both, it happens in your body. Like, it just kind of makes you ill. And it was at the High Times Cup, and it wasn't my first one, and it was already at the end, and I had a lemonade, and I was like so fucking thirsty. And like right before I drank it, these people that I knew but didn't know well walked up and poured like a whole one of those little medicine bottles of syrup into my shit.
Oh no.
And I was like thirsty, man. I took a big gulp. Not a huge gulp, but a big gulp. Right. And that shit, it was nasty. And after that, I was pretty much going downhill. And it was like Flint back to Detroit. I was just unresponsive for sure. Like I think Berg was kind of worried, man.
When was this, man? Like he was saying High Times, but when?
I think he was worried and happy that I had finally done it and OD'd from weed. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, my man achieved it. It's gonna be famous. But yeah, no, like really, I needed something to drink. I drank some water, and that little bit of being unresponsive, and I was back to it. I was good within like 2 hours, but there was a period where I really was just done.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going. I'm going, man.
And like I've definitely been involved in situations where I had ingested more cannabis. You know, we had a smoke out where we smoked out the entire 3rd floor of the building of an industrial complex.
Love it.
Where our studio was with 88 grams of wax.
Damn. Jeez.
Been to several cups, several smoke outs, several harvests, several strain hunts. Like it's not been a big deal. I've been pretty stoned with edibles, doing like stunts with that stuff, or just eating things that I didn't know were medicated on accident, just because I had the munchies. So I've been through it, man. But that day, something was different, and I think it was
toxicity.
All the different weed that I was fucking with that I don't usually.
Yep.
and in particular that syrup. And I blasted those people every time I see them. I blast them.
Yo, when was this though? Like a couple years ago, or?
I want to say it was the last one that happened in Clio.
Oh shit.
So that had to have been what,
2019, because 2020 didn't happen.
1918.
Yeah. All right. So obviously Clio, so that it happens like where, but like to kind of wrap that up a little bit, put the period at the end of that sentence. Why did it happen here? And you were saying something about the toxicity, which is a real thing, by the way.
Yeah, you should read up on it, man, and tell the viewers that everybody needs to know about this, because it's a real thing.
Well, let's do this. Check this out.
All weed isn't good weed, and some of the shit that's coming out of these dispensaries would fall into this category that I'm talking about. Some of this irradiated cannabis will definitely give you the jitters.
All right, check this out. I can share a screen real quick because I just searched it. So we'll share the screen. And boom. So there it is, y'all. So let's look this up. Is it possible, this is the CDC, all right? Is it possible to overdose, is the word, overdose, or have a bad reaction to marijuana? The CDC says, and I'm going to highlight this shit and read it to y'all. This is the CDC. Now, some of y'all out there be like, well, Fauci and the CDC and X, Y, no. I don't give a shit. It's on the website. This is what's here. This is what we're going to going on, because me, being a professional connoisseur, can tell you that this is true. Okay. Is it possible to overdose or have a bad reaction to marijuana? A fatal overdose is unlikely, but that doesn't mean marijuana is harmless. The signs of using too much marijuana are similar to the typical effects of using marijuana, but more severe. These signs may include extreme confusion, anxiety, paranoia, panic, fast heart rate, delusions or hallucinations, increased blood pressure, and severe nausea or vomiting. In some cases, these reactions can lead to unintentional injuries such as a motor vehicle crash, fall, or poisoning. Now, here's the best part. Here's the best part of all that. Ain't nowhere it's saying anything about death.
Nope.
They said they cannot say that it doesn't. I get that. They can't legally say that. But the verbiage here, if we're going to shop verbiage and fucking for a reason,
yeah,
a fatal overdose is unlikely. It's right there.
No, I feel like that was a pretty accurate statement.
Yep. That's
I've
smart.
experienced a few of those, and I've definitely seen it expressed in others. But like, really, you just need a nap and a glass of water.
Yeah.
Really? Like, is that anywhere in the article?
No.
Because it should.
No, it's not. Well, it is in different ones. I was looking at the CDC because a lot of people right now either believe them or they don't. It doesn't matter. But it's a good source to go to for a real quick search. It was the first one that popped up. I just went with that. It's Google. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Some things I get it, but I can't tell you with I don't know how many years of cannabis use here combined with you and me, Roech, but with everyone, that is pretty accurate. You understand? You're not going to die from it, but at the same time, it's going to suck. It does happen.
It can.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know what's going on. Too
much of a good thing is always bad. Unless it's masturbation, just keep doing what you want to do. I don't give a shit. But we have made it at the end of the Crazy W's, man. We're going to get right back into another section here after this commercial break. Yo, that's ResRed, y'all. ResRed is absolutely fucking phenomenal. I don't know what happened to Roech. He kind of dropped out, man. I think he lost signal on the cell phone or something, but we're going to get there to the Plan W's here in a second. Watch. It's because his phone died. 100% it's because his phone died. Yeah, no worries, guys. We'll get back to Roach's Plan W's here soon. Make sure you guys actually stay tuned at the end of the show for Plywood Mind. Going to be an awesome show here. While we're waiting on our man Roach, let's do our 30-second philosophy, man, real quick. Let's just pick one at random. Let's see. No, that's stupid. That doesn't apply to anything. Let's talk about this. There we go. I think, therefore I am. The 30-second philosophy. Rene Descartes, perhaps the first great modern philosopher, discovered that much of what he was taught by Jesuit teachers was doubtful. So troubled by the fact that there was no such thing in learning sorry, one more time, by mouth. There was no such learning in the world as I had been led to hope. He set out to find foundations upon which genuine, indubitable foundations in knowledge can be built. In Meditations on his first philosophy, he employed a technique of radical doubt, which with the aim of identifying at least one belief he wouldn't be able to doubt. His method was to examine each one of his beliefs, then to abandon any of them that it was possible to doubt. In this way, he showed that it was easy enough to doubt the truth of all of our sensory experiences. We might be dreaming, and yet we may not be aware of it. And most discordingly, that is possible, we have been deceived about everything ever. Even the simplest of truth of mathematics by an evil demon. Okay. Happily, this technique also establishes that the very act of doubting we show must be with I, is doing the doubting, as Descartes put it, cognito ergo sum. I think, I'm thinking, therefore I am, therefore I exist. Oh, okay. So if I apply that to the current situation at hand, I think that it goes a little bit deeper than that. I think that it goes down to what we justify as people. You know, for example, let's look at the MCMA. Okay. Let's look at corporations, David versus Goliath. So if you have a little bit, a town full of Davids, they're not going to agree with a town full of Goliaths. They're just not the same type of people. Each both have their place in existence. Each both have their time. Each both have their area. But what happens when you have a town full of Davids and a town full of Goliaths living amongst each other? Well, there's going to be a few battles. We know of one in particularly in the biblical sense, but it's something that everyone knows, the David versus Goliath story. Well, I don't think I have to remind you who won that. I look at it this way. You can have all the muscle, money, and brawn that you want spread out evenly or in big, large masses. What happens when all of that becomes concentrated in a little tiny dude throwing a rock? He knows exactly. He's thrown this rock 1,000 times. He knows what you're going to do because you're predictable. So what happens when he swings that slingshot around and lets go with sniper-like precision? Well, that's the end of the battle. So if you're predictable, we know exactly what you're going to do. We know what we need to do to kind of, end that, and we know where it's going to go. Speaking of going nowhere, I think we lost Roach for good, y'all. I think we lost him for good, but we'll catch up with him soon. We're going to sit down with all the guys with Medical Monday here on the Daily Chronicles. I hope today was a good lesson for you guys. I really do. Shout out my man Roach. You guys go check out Roach and Berg on Medical Mondays. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds right, boys.
Hey, and welcome to a special edition of the Stupid Pick Show. Today, it's ass kicking time. And I'm going to teach you folks and folkettes how to kick ass like a real ass kisser. I mean, kicker, cut. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, so my karate uniform is different than his because I like to blend in, and I'm just, way better looking, dude.
It's a karate gi, dumbass.
Can't hear me very well, but like, oh, Mr. Taekwondo wants to tie one on with me, does he? Best shut up. He's gonna lose. Oh, bitch.
You just signed your death certificate, you ignorant little shit.
Let's see about that when we step into the ring. First ass kicking technique. It's the insult to the mother's vagina. Observe. Oh, what's that smell that I smell? I think it's the smell of your mom's competitive box, as in it was competing with my fingers this morning. Or was it last night? Check it out. Yeah. Ow! Why does my bum hurt? Ow, it hit me in the head! What the fuck? Well, none of that worked. I think my head hurt before he grabbed my arm. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know how karate works. Okay, next ass kicking move. This is Plywood's ass kicking. Karate doesn't work. It's not real. Anyway, next ass kicking move is I'm your friend, but I'm really your enemy. Now, observe this one. It's way better than the first. Don't worry. I'm your friend, but I'm really your enemy. Is that last night's supper? We are recording? Okay, hi, welcome to the Plywood's Top Minute. No, I already introed the show. Guys, did I intro the show? Why is no one talking to me? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna do my final. Oh, you ever get that gut feeling where it hurts a lot? Ugh. I'm gonna show you my final ass kicking technique for the Plywood minute. It's called hit him where it hurts. Now I'm gonna hit him in the most vulnerable part of a male, and you know what that is? The kneecaps. Actually, no. I'm just gonna hit him in the balls. It's probably a lot better and more effective. Yeah, that's coming out. All right. And a 1, and a 2, and a. Oh yeah, I'm game. Oh.
Must have forgot to take my meds. Need a refill. My split must have came in and out there, and fuck it, probably deserved it. Oh, not dead. Oh, damn. What happened? What's going on? You filming today? Oh, dude, I got these problems. It stinks.
Thank you, gratitude song. Thank you, and gratitude song. Where am I looking? Like and subscribe, comment a nice story. Maybe one that is gory. It's not really a piano.
What do these pubic bearded people all have in common? Nothing! They're actors, auditioning for movies that don't even exist. Welcome to AA, Absolute Audition. Say your name.
Oh,
Name.
my name is Benjamin Smithers.
Spell it. Holy fuck, kid.
BENJAMINSMITHERS.
Okay, we're going to start. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I bought this meat, took a bite out of it, now it's
Well,
spoiled. I want my refund.
I'm just a meat butcher and I'm angry about your request.
It doesn't matter. I want my refund now. I don't want it.
But you already took a bite.
More attitude. What are you doing? Looking at the lens. Dude, what are you doing?
Well, I'm just a meat butcher and I'm mad about your request.
That's not anger. One more time. I'm giving you one more chance. Go. Go. Say the fucking line.
Well, I can't just cut a new piece of meat and take your extracted chewed remains
Where
out
did you...
and put it in a new thing for the customer.
It's not good. You're not good. Get
Was
it.
it?
No. Go.
Okay, I'm Benjamin Smithers.
No one fucking cares.
Okay.
Waste
I'm
of time.
Benjamin Smithers.
Bye. Hi, welcome. Please state your name.
My name is Hunter Hampshire.
Shit, did you see him change color?
TERHAMSHIRD 1, 2, 3. And I'm auditioning for Angry Meat Cutter #2 in the $8 movie Meat Cutters.
Wow, it's the best slate I've heard in 10 years. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I bought this meat, took a bite of it. It's spoiled.
I'm just a meat butcher, all right? I'm angry about your refund.
Sir, I want this meat gone. And my refund, if you could do that, that'd be great. Please?
You already took a bite out of it. I can't just take this beef, cut it, take the extractor remains from your word hole, and then sell it to a new customer. Now, can I?
Shit. Line's dead on. You got more pissed than a fat kid at a salad bar. You got the part. Welcome aboard.
I knew you'd choose me. They always do.
Damn fucking straight. Now that's angry, idiots. Fuck. Say your name?
Yeah, Lana Butchie.
Oh, yeah, eh?
Got
You
tits.
look
I
like
like
a guy from
men.
earlier.
Yeah, don't let the beard fool you. Plenty of chicks my age get beards. What's your question?
Okay, can you spell your name, please?
I ain't gonna spell my fucking name out.
Same attitude as before. Well,
Yeah, read the line.
I started actually, but you didn't audition before. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I bought this meat, took a bite out of it, spoiled. I want my refund.
I'm just a meat butcher. I'm mad about your refund. Look at my tits.
Sir, I want this meat gone and my refund.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Guys, are we
Take the extractor
screening
remains
who's
from your
next?
mouth,
This is the dude
pull
from
it out,
before.
put
I
in
know
the
it
meat,
already.
Sell it to a new
Didn't we hire that
customer.
hunter guy already? Yeah.
I'm a chick. Look at my tits. How's that?
Position's filled. You're already auditioned. We know you're not a girl.
Fuck you.
You stuffed your shirt.
Suck my
Oh,
snatch.
whatever. You fooled my
Oh,
dumbass
bad,
casting
whatever.
directors.
This audition's fucking stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 2 fails in one day, bud. 2 fails.
A big thank you to you, the viewer, for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. And tune in for the next edition of Absolute Audition. The other AA.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Smithers, and I'm gonna show you my voice today. Why isn't this working? Hi, my name is Benjamin Smithers. I'm going to sing like this.
It started off as a dream.
My name is Ben, and I can sing. Oh, it's recorded. Remember the name, Benjamin Smithers, because I am going to change this world one day. You'll see with the voice I have. That reminds me of a song that I wrote. It's called I'm Benjamin Smithers, and I'm going to change the world one day. Here how it goes. And Benjamin Smithers, changing the world today. Gonna do it every night.
It then soon became a nightmare.
Benny was always an excellent singer. Great vocal range. Well, until the accident.
And sometimes nightmares can be contagious. Just ask this guy.
Ha!
Ben, you stop fucking calling for auditions and wasting the fucking actors and actresses' time. Choked on a fucking cashew and he's all of a sudden an actor, ex-singer? Fuck off. You waste my fucking time.
Ben choked on a cashew when he was 29. Apparently that gave him a voice for acting.
Fitness instructor for the commercial. Are you tired of looking skinny like me? Oh, I'm going to be auditioning for the role of Angry Car Honker number 9. Can you keep it down over there? I'm trying to do my audition tape. I'm going to be auditioning for the role of Snowflake number 2. I will be an actor one day, and I will be the face of movies and TV for a time to come. I'll be movies and TV face from this room. But I did find them. Found one. Hi, I'm Benjamin Smithers. B.E.
Benny has some sort of brain defect where he always has to spell his name. I kind of find it odd and frankly disgusting that he's mentally incapacitated like that. Benny, when you're talking about Tabasco, what I learned at theater camp was to be the Tabasco.
Oh my god.
Here, let me just show you.
No, this is my audition. No, this is mine. It's mine. Get out.
Oh, I haven't said anything in a while. Yes, Ben Smithers, the once singer, now struggling actor, resides somewhere here in North America. Will he take Hollywood by storm? Will he ever change his shirt? Can he tone down the awkwardness? We can tell you, just not today. Did anyone else notice that on the old footage, those weren't real months? Who was in charge of that? Ben?
Hi, I'm Benjamin Smithers. Hello, I am Benjamin Smithers. These are just acting exercises I like to do sometimes. Teeth, lips, tongue. Teeth, lips, tongue.